Hi guys, welcome back to Heather's Automotive. This is Nick. We're going to talk about what we did. I don't really know how much of I can explain to you, but here we are. Sorry it's been a minute. I tuned the Envoy a couple weeks ago. Let's go ahead and start with the stock tune. Came from what I started with. Trying to here. Kind of give you an idea where we're at, where we're starting. We'll just go over what most people know as the spark table. Everybody knows this table if you mess with HP tuners at all. Right here, high and low octanes. Now what I did was tuned both of them together like they teach you to, but then I went ahead and added more to the high octane because I tuned it with 89 octane fuel in it. And I know that I typically run 91, and I can buy 93 at one gas station here local, so it should run better on the high octane. But here's stock. Here's the high octane. My wide open throttle is nowhere near full. Mine goes from about 0.52 to about 0.72, 0.76. And so my wide open throttle starts right around here. You know, right around this area. And you can see this is all 6, 7, 9, 10 degrees of timing. But that's kind of the final thing we do is mess with timing. First thing we did was go in here like everyone else shows you, and we calibrated the mass airflow. I have a low and high because this is an E40 PCM. So I have a low and high mass airflow table. I had to tune them separately. You tune the low table with long-term fuel trims. You'll tune the high table using the wideband sensor. You can't tune wideband with fuel trims. You can't tune the wide open throttle with the fuel trims, not as well. So you need the wideband when you get to that. Anybody needs any help with hooking up the AEM wideband, I have got it. It is reading the same on the gauge as it does in the computer. I guess I could have showed you all that. I could show you how in here though. So we'll just start here. We'll compare this to idle tune 1 here. As you can see, I did 1 and 1.1. Idle tune 1, this is just the changes I made to tune idle. This is, you have to make it's typical stuff here, like I turn off DEFCO, and let's see, turned off DOD, which is off permanently. Catalyst over temp, well, that should be disabled. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Yeah, it should be disabled on this one. Yeah, here we go. It's disabled. As you can see, I did all that first to tune low throttle. I'm going to go in over here to the scanner. And this is how I've got my scanner set up. This is for the E40 PCM because of the low and high mass airflow tables. There's the low, there's the high. I'm populating them with long-term fuel trims. This is the VE table. I do have a real VE table even though it's a Gen 4. Some of them do not. They have a virtual VE table which has a tad bit of a different, I wouldn't say it's that much different tuning, but it's pretty much the same thing. It's a little bit different, but I'm not going to explain it all to you right here, right now. Anyway, so we'll go over here to the log file. I'm going to open the log file for idle tune 1 map sensor. You can see I tuned the map first. Turn off the map sensor. I didn't show you that part, but I turned off the mass airflow sensor, and I tuned the map sensor first, which is the VE. The VE table here. This is my first scan. You can see I've got 7s. And I don't go over 4,000 RPMs, so I don't have any data over 4,000 RPMs because I didn't go over 4,000 RPMs because we have power enrichment turned off and we don't want to create a bad situation in our motor. So we just don't go over 4,000 RPMs whenever you're trying to tune low and part throttle. And you never go over 40% throttle max. I don't think I went over 40% throttle ever when I was tuning low end. I might have blipped it once over 50, but power enrichment doesn't come on normally until 87% on this truck. I've turned it down to 80, and I might even turn it down more. I've just got a basic tune in there that I'm happy with. I can spin the tires now, and I can definitely feel the power. So anyway, this is part throttle tuning. As you can see, we go 0, idle, slowly throttle up, slowly throttle up, slowly throttle up to about 4,000, and then we let off. And we're going to about 3,500, and then the next one we'll go 0, we'll go 2,000 to 4,000 again, a little bit faster, and then the last one we go 2 to 4, just blip the throttle. We're going as fast as we can get there without going over the throttle percent here. You see, that's 34%. I don't know how much farther. That's all this scan goes. So we got a few minutes of idle and a couple blips of the throttle just to get some data here, which gave us, we took this data, inputted it into the computer here. And my dog's out there barking at the neighbor or something. And we got shop truck idle tune 1.1. I just do this. This is all my steps of tuning. They're not all in order because it puts them in order by alphabetical order in the computer. But you can see here I've got idle tune 1, idle tune 2. 2 is MAF, 1 is MAP for me. That's just how I've done it. I've got 1.1 and 1.2. That's all it took to get the map where I wanted it, where it was close enough, within 5%, 3 to 5%. I think it's 3 on the map and 5. Maybe it's 5 on the map and 3 on the map. I don't know. I forget. I can show you, but I've got right here is my idle tunes. It's how many times I had to go down the street and tune my idle. Well, actually, yeah, anyway. And then my wide open throttle tuning 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and 1.5, which is where I ended at. And then we go up to the final tune, which we don't have a scan of the final. I think that's the 1.5 is the scan, a scan of my final tune. We'll open that one. Oh no, this is actually the tune, so we want to go back to the scanner. We'll open the log file. I forgot to have the wideband plugged in on 1.5, so it's not going to read. So it's looking like I got way bad fuel trims. My wideband's not reading. It's 7.3, and it just consistently goes down as you drive when it's not plugged in. It just gets worse and worse. Well, I guess it doesn't on this one, but it does on one of the scans. We'll start here. You can see where my wide open throttle is. Starts right here. Fuel trims up there at the. See all my fuel trims. 0 point, 0 point. This is my final tune. This is where I'm at finally. I'm not going to get it much closer than that. That's pretty fancy. Anyway, here we are. There's my wide open throttle pull. As you can see, like always, 83% throttle on mine. I ain't figured that out yet. That's just how it is. And my mass airflow, as you can see before, the first scan it was running 4 pounds. At 4,000 RPMs. Now we got 9 pounds at 2,000 RPMs. That's how much more it's making now. It was way different. We go right here, maxing out at 28, somewhere around there. 331 foot-pounds of torque. We want to go down to the next wide open throttle pull. Drag this bar down here. You can see right here where it hits wide open throttle. 250 and 6 pounds. I don't know how true it is, but they say you can take the mass airflow 10 pounds of times 10, and that's your relative horsepower reading. So if that's correct, I'm running so close to 370 horsepower on this. Just a little mild 218, 224, 0.525 lift cam. It's a Melling MTC8. This has got open headers. So here I'm maxing it out right around 30s. 36.7, 318, 320, 335 torque. I don't know how good that is. I don't know how that compares to anyone else's. This is my daily driver, 05 Envoy, if you don't know. You can see my fuel trims right where I want them to be. Now, I don't like my injector duty cycles sometimes. Of course, I don't know, but I've heard it shouldn't be that high. 20 and 30, 40, 50, 60%, 70% with wide open throttle. Which probably means it wouldn't hurt this motor to have a little bit bigger injectors, but you know how it is. The upgrade Cascade doesn't need it, but it wouldn't hurt it. It'd probably get a little more power down in the bottom if I had better, you know. I really don't know all that. I'm just now learning the tuning process this year. This is the first car I've tuned. I did the tuning school learning, and I went over it repetitively, watched the videos, read the books, until I could do this without the books or the video. I went out and tuned my car without any of that helping me. I've got a couple things. Let's go in here. I'll show you the spark table now. This is the, well, actually this isn't now because I've actually added timing. This is where I stopped at. You can see I haven't even smoothed it yet. I have now, but this isn't the final tune. Let's go to the final tune and just show you that one. Shop truck, final tune. There we go. See, I got the high octane at 20. Which is pretty high for a truck, I think. I mean, I don't know. That's about the max they say, 2021. Still don't knock if it's reaching the high octane table. I haven't done a scan of it since I did this to see if it's hitting it at 20 or if it's staying in the low octane. If it's hitting the high octane table with 89 octane fuel, then I say you don't need the low octane table. But I don't know. You can see here, 18 in the low, no knock at all, not even none. I didn't even go up past that. I just stopped at 18. Don't have a dyno or a drag strip, so I'm tuning it on street tune only. So this is all highly unsafe, but I do have a nice straight road to do it on where there's not a lot of traffic. Airflow. Let's compare the airflow charts with the stock one, the final. Let me show you that. Okay, here's where I'm at now on the low frequency table. Now I don't know if you can see the difference, but I'm gonna do this. See, 5.9. I haven't really gone through all this myself 100%. I've been kind of busy lately. You can kind of see where it's at, and this is where it's at now. See, the differences are the white. Not a lot of differences, but these are where I was having trouble. This is where all the white spots are where I've changed it. Here, this will show you the exact difference. Not a lot. It wasn't a lot, but it was fine down low. You know, it had good fuel trims and idle, pretty much, from the get-go. You can see these are the differences. This is what's changed. 3.9, 5, 6, 9. This is the low table. This is what's changed. And then the high table. There's a little bit more differences. There's before, there's now. That's now. Here's before. 473 up to 566. It went up almost 100 hertz. Or, hold on. It says airflow. I don't know what that's reading in pounds an hour. Let's see the differences. I don't go over 10,000. There are no. Some of these never got any differences. They are reading different, but it must have just. I never go over about right there where it was coming up at 100 at the max, 6,200. Well, that shows me a difference of 69 there, a difference of 93 in that cell. It's really weird. That's what it wanted, and that's what got the fuel trims back where they needed to be. You see the VE table. Here's the differences. It's just the differences in the VA table I made to one point. I think that's quite a bit actually. I think 0.1 is 10%, so that's quite a bit. In those cells. And that's all. Some of those are actually negatives. I don't claim to understand how it's all working, but I do know that the car runs way better now. It has a lot more oomph, seat of the pants, a lot more torque management, no differences. Most of that's, I still have the traction control on. I can still spin the tires. I did all, the same stuff. We just maxed this out. I don't want to show you everything because I'm not sure how much they care about. Like, this is why I can power brake. I couldn't before. I can now. Still not great because I have a stock converter. So if you know anything, a stock converter doesn't power rate. But these, like the IATs, it was pulling timing way down here stock. I'll move them up to where it's not pulling time until it should be. Until it's actually, they're a little overly aggressive from the factory. This is adding timing when it's cold, pulls timing when it gets hot. It's a lot different stock. Like there's now, there's the before, and there's this is the differences. So transmission, I didn't change anything in there because I don't have a manual. If you got a manual, you want to go and turn off manual CAGs because that's makes it shift from first to fourth from the factory. Manual CAGs disable. You want to disable that. Just put a value in there like 0. I didn't have to change my speedometer or anything. Everything like that was fine. I don't know how much you all understand of this. Let's see if I can't find a log that has the O2, the wideband actually reading. For some reason I lost all those that didn't save that. Like this 1.4, I saved it and then I go back to look at it and it won't go through it. It shows it there, it comes up, but it won't like scroll through it. I don't know what happened. Some sort of glitch whenever I saved it. Fortunately these aren't. Here's a wide open throttle pull. This is 1.3 wide open throttle. We went 2 more times after this, but let's just see where we were. Let's see, our mass airflow is maxing out at about 31. And if you remember, it went to 36, 32 maybe. Here we go. I saw 32 there, 32.3, and we're getting 36.9 now. It's only 5 pounds a minute, but that's how much the tune picked up. I don't know how that is in horsepower, but if they're right, it's about 70. Well, not 70. We went from 32 to 37. This is only 1.3 though, so we went to 37. We started at, let's open the first wide open throttle pull. Wide open throttle, I'll go 1.0. Let's see, first wide open throttle hit right here. We're going to pull it. 27, 26 at 5,000 RPMs. It's over 100. If that's right, don't count me on that because I don't 100% sure that's a true statement. But that's just when you look up mass airflow to horsepower rating, it's 10 to 1. So if that's right, it's 370 is what I'm ending up with. Almost 370, 369 point something. And before the tune, there's wide open throttle at 4,000 RPMs with 20. This is the first wide open throttle pull. Max the mass airflow is hitting 22. Now granted, that's a cam that's taken off the mufflers. It's not a big cam though, but and open and cold air intake halfway done right. If you've seen any of my videos, I haven't put a lid on it yet, but I do want to lid it. Put a cap over it so it doesn't get any heat. I'm going to put the stock one back over it. I just need to modify it to fit. It'll be perfect. But that's what we done. I don't know how correct it is. You can take what I say with a grain of salt, but you can see plain as day 26 right there, and it was 36 on the final log, and the mass airflow max readings I'm getting. You can also see that my fuel trims were 23, 22, 23, 24% off. 24 down here if you look at them down here. Look at that. My fuel trims were way off, and I showed you on the new scan. But they're sitting pretty much at 0 right now. 0 point something. Sorry it took me so long to get this video out here. I should have done it sooner. If you guys have any questions, comment. You can message me on Facebook. I'm also on there under Heather's Automotive. So if you want to send me a message on there for any questions you might have, I'll be happy to help you anybody I can. Now that I do know what I'm doing a little bit, I will tune cars. If you guys want to give me a chance, since I'm just getting started and it'll be just a basic driving on the road street tune. I have yet to tune anything with a blower or anything, but I do still know how. It is in the courses that I took. This side, my car just doesn't have a blower, and I don't have a job, so I can't afford to buy a blower. I'm trying to do this for a living. If I just get other people to help me out. Anyway, I appreciate everything you guys have done. Thanks for watching the channel. And we'll see you next time. Like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff. I think we're going to be building another go-kart. We haven't finished the last one, but I have another one in mind I want to build. I want to get started on just to get the frame going and see what all we're going to have to purchase when we get money. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Like and subscribe, like I said. Check us out on Facebook. And have a great